So you remember all those times that lefties would you would like people like this the last big time I can remember what I'm talking about happening was when Owen Schroyer debated Destiny. When Owen Schroyer was talking about all the welfare that the illegals get, and Destiny was saying that they don't get any illegals. What the fuck are you? Are you retarded? My jaw's twitching. I take too much Adderall. I like to suck dick. Yeah, that was my terrible Destiny impression, but it's terrible but accurate. Anyway, yeah, no, DoGE has, uncovered that, at least 1.3 million illegals are getting Medicaid. So, yeah, illegals are getting welfare in this country. They are. It's happening. And don't let any lefty shit heel tell you that it's not. DoGE executive Antonio Garcia. Oh, yeah, shout out to the Gateway Pundit, by the way. Um, Yeah, DoGE executive Antonio Garcia reveals 1.3 million illegals are accessing Medicaid and thousands are voting. Thousands. I bet it's more than thousands, but only can go with what we can at least somewhat verify. I've never heard of this Antonio Garcia guy, or not Garcia, Gracias, Antonio Gracias. Antonio, thank you. uh, But anyway, a shout out to Jim Hoft who wrote this little piece, which really it's just like he typed a transcript of a podcast, so just peak journalism right here. But he's just doing in written form what I do in spoken form, so whatever. Who the fuck am I to talk shit? DoGE executive Antonio Gracias, the founder of Valor Equity Partners, joined the All In podcast on X. During their discussion, Antonio revealed shocking information on how illegal aliens and even violent illegal aliens are accessing government benefits and even voting. Antonio Gracia said, quote, we mapped it through the benefits programs. We found in the benefits programs that every benefit program that was being accessed by these people, 1.3 million of them are on Medicaid right now today. And by the way, it's just ramping. It's just starting. Just to give you a point. And then, out of curiosity, I woke up at 2 in the morning. I couldn't sleep. My mind was running on this. I sent the individual note saying, "Hey guys, let's just look at the public voter rolls, who we find in some friendly states." And we looked at the voter rolls and we found that thousands of them were registered to vote in a handful of states. Then we went in further with those friendly states and found that many of those people had actually voted. It was shocking to us. If I hadn't seen it in my own eyes, I wouldn't believe it. And so now the question we're asking ourselves is, what do we do? We refer to some to prosecution. We refer to some to prosecution that's ongoing right now. We're thinking through how to do it, and the reality is they have various kinds of status, and it's a very detailed analysis legally. We're working through right now about how to deal with it. Jason Calacanis replied, so thousands of people are registered to vote? Antonio said, yes. Jason Calacanis said, in the election. Antonio Gracia said, which is a federal crime, by the way. And it is. It's a federal crime for illegals to vote, for anyone to vote illegally. Convicted violent felons, if they try to vote, or if they successfully vote, it's a crime. Oh no, Jason, it's more than 1,000. I've seen it. I've seen the data myself, and it's more than 1,000 in just a couple states. I mean, it's shockingly bad. And this is the tip of the iceberg, guys. It's the tip of the iceberg. It doesn't include the 7.8 million people that ICE has that have come in illegally that we know were here. And all the people that came illegally we don't know are here. I mean, this is not a political issue. I want to be really clear about this. This is about America. Chamath Palahapitiya, whatever. I'm assuming that she's some kind of subcontinental. Antonio, let's just take one step back because I just want you to repeat this because I think it's important, and we may have to we may have to just run over it a little too quickly. When you get a social security number, what you're saying is there's all these important downstream consequences. One of downstream consequences is you could show up, register to vote, and that's an illegitimate action that's breaking federal law. That's one. But the second is that without knowing who this person is, they can start to absorb resources that could have otherwise gone to an American. I guess that's the fundamental part of this. So yeah, that's the whole that's the whole transcript from the podcast. But yeah, according to Antonio Gracias, 1.3 million illegals are on Medicaid, and thousands across multiple states are voting. And like I said, lefties tell you this shit isn't happening. They tell you this all the time. They tell you this shit is not happening. And I mean, until DoGE actually shows us some evidence, it could be bullshit. DoGE could be lying. This could all be propaganda. I don't know. I tend to believe, though, everything that I've seen come out of DoGE so far has been verifiable. So, again, this is just a guy in DoGE saying this on a podcast. DoGE officially hasn't said anything like this. But, if this guy's out here on the podcast circuit saying these things, then I expect, Elon and DoGE probably know that he's saying this. They probably, this is probably all part of the plan. Trust the plan, guys. Trust the plan. But yeah, again, anytime a lefty tells you this shit isn't happening, it's totally happening. Illegals are getting welfare benefits. They're getting money. They're getting free health care. They're voting. They're doing all the things that all the lefties tell you that they're not doing. And we have to stop it. Mass deportations. Yesterday. By the end of 2025, I hope at least 1 million people have been deported. If you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments below, and like the video, and go to the links and follow them, and sub to all my other channels, and follow me on X, and just find the biggest, heaviest bone you can find, and just beat the shit out of me with it.